Welcome back to Bay Area Focus. There is a new exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences in Golden Gate Park. It's called Giants of Land and Sea. And here to tell us more about it is Scott Moran. He is the museum's Senior Director of Exhibits and Architecture. Welcome to Bay Area Focus.
Thank you.
All right, so this is the newest exhibit.
Brand new exhibit, just opened.
And it goes everywhere from redwood trees to animals.
Yeah, so it's Giants of Land and Sea, really focusing on the large systems of California, specifically Northern California, and what makes it so special, with a focus on redwoods and blue whales.
Okay, so tell me about the redwood exhibit. This is it sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's all about how fog and upwelling and even plate tectonics and earthquake all work together to make this a unique place, and that's what gives rise to whales and redwoods. The upwelling in the ocean is what is all the food and the nutrients. That's why whales feed up and down the coast. But that upwelling is cold water, which also is what creates the fog in San Francisco. And that fog feeds the redwoods. Those trees couldn't grow as tall as they are, and that's why you find them only in Northern California.
So visitors can actually go into a fog room?
Yeah. So we wanted to create an environment where you could step in, and as you walk in, it fills up with fog and sounds of a forest in the fog.
And also, you know, we're talking about the redwoods. So you have an area where there is actually an 8,500-pound cross-section from a fallen ancient redwood?
Yeah, this is great. This tree was in Northern California, and it actually fell in a storm last February.
Wow.
And the tree was over 800 years old, and it fell and was over 265 feet tall. And the section we have is 9.5 feet in diameter, which came from what would have been 154 feet up on the tree.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What about, you mentioned whales, so let's talk about them, because a lot of people like to go whale watching in the Bay Area and things like that. What kind of exhibits can we
So we have a huge 87-foot blue whale skeleton overhead, and then a bunch of different skulls of whales, toothed whales and baleen whales, and how they feed, and then other marine mammals, because it's not just whales that come to California to feed, it's all the marine mammals. And so we have all these pinnipeds and skeletons, some great specimens, and several interactive components and things.
That's what I think is great about this exhibit, because it seems so interactive. You have a lot of touch screens and things where people can just go their own pace, learning about everything in Northern California.
And there's a great one that we did. You can actually ascend to the top of a redwood. We actually shot a bunch of high definition video with a drone, and you actually travel up in the tree with all these screens that surround you. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it sounds it. Okay, and I think everyone's favorite, the Shake Room, that's back.
The Shake House is back. It's been updated, new story, and updated furnishings and everything. And it's as popular as ever, still a line, but it goes fast.
Okay, so what happens? Visitors come in?
You actually go into a simulated Victorian home, and you actually experience the 1989 earthquake and the 1906 earthquake, which was actually 90 seconds long.
Oh boy. So things falling off the shelves?
Yeah, so things in the room all move, bookshelves, chandelier swings, pictures on the wall, everything. It's actually, people actually really enjoy it. It's a chance to experience an earthquake, but know that you're safe.
This museum is so popular because it caters to not only kids. Whenever you think of museum, you always think of kids.
Yeah.
But it caters to adults too, and it's so educational.
It does. So the thing is unique about San Francisco is 50% of our audience is adults without children, and the rest is families with children. And so we also have every Thursday night, we actually have nightlife, which is for adults only, those who don't want to deal with the strollers and everything else. Sure. And you can have a cocktail, and in the summertime, we also do live music and everything. So it's really popular.
So during the day, you take your kids, at night, bye.
Come back, get a babysitter.
That sounds great. All right, well, this Giants of Land and Sea just sounds like a wonderful exhibit. You also focus on conservation efforts as well. Yes,
we do. So we have a whole section that focuses on citizen science, and we actually have an app that you can download, iNaturalist, and you can actually make sightings and things throughout the world. And then that data is actually used to help determine how are the systems changing, and are animals migrating and moving in different areas because of climate change.
All right, Scott. Well, thank you so much for coming on Bay Area Focus. And remember, if you want to know more about the giants of land and sea and more things happening at the museum, just go to calacademy.org. Coming up, a camp that boosts your child's problem solving and critical thinking skills with Legos when Bay Area Focus continues.